Beatin the House is brought to you by Thrive Fantasy. Experience a new way to play daily fantasy sports and esports on Thrive Fantasy. Choose your lineup of over-unders for top-tier athletes that have the biggest impact on the game. The more points the selection is worth, the riskier it is. Rack up the most points and win a share of the prize pool. Thrive Fantasy has contests for traditional sports including the NFL, NBA, MLB, and the PGA, as well as esport titles like Counter-Strike, League of Legends, and Valorant. Visit the prop lobby and build your entry of 2, 3, or 4-player predictions. Choose correctly and you could win big. Sign up with Thrive Fantasy today with promo code PIKE, and Thrive Fantasy will match your first deposit of $25 or more up to $250. That's promo code PIKE for a first deposit match up to $250. Come and prop up today with Thrive Fantasy. Terms and conditions apply. Must be at least 18 years old and in the United States to play. Void where prohibited. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's a casino. People gotta win sometime.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a giant, colorful check to deposit.
Welcome to another edition of Beatin the House. I'm Doug Weischadle here with Dave Weischadle. We're going to be crisscrossing the country, sometimes North America, sometimes even the world, to talk about some of the latest jackpots that have happened in the casino and lottery industry. And boy, do we have a big lottery jackpot just recently with that California winner over there, the second highest, I believe it got to 1.7 something, 1.75 billion or whatever it was. The final tally was. I lost track after.
I had a couple of draws on that. Didn't get one number.
Really?
Not one number. So.
Well, we're going to be talking this week all about winners, not just us losing everything.
Yeah, not me. But,
press releases, as always, info@turnpikesportsradio.com. Keep them coming in. If it's $100,000 or more, we will be talking about it on this program. This week, we're going to be starting off in Canada.
Okay.
And we haven't done one of these in a while. We haven't done a bad beat jackpot in quite a while.
There was a big one in Canada. Yeah.
Yes, and when you talk bad beat jackpots and big bad beat jackpots, you talk playground poker over in Montreal, Canada. Mm-hmm. We've got a bad beat jackpot of $1.3 million in Canadian dollars.
Okay.
$954,000 US dollars.
Yep.
This was dealt by one of their dealers by the name of Fernando.
Okay.
And it was a 9-high straight flush losing to a jack-high straight flush.
Well, that's why they call it bad beats. So
Yes.
they're actually funny. I mean, you have these amazing hands and you
Yes.
end up losing. But in a weird way, you kind of end up winning if you have a bad beat.
Especially if you're at a casino or a poker room that does offer the bad beat.
Yeah.
Some don't. Mm-hmm. You know, you have to look around, but bad beat jackpots
most
are
do,
really
though.
Most do,
most have
or
that kind
some
of thing.
sort of similar promotion going on.
Yeah.
But here at the Playground Poker, through $1.3 million Canadian bad beat, according to several places, the chances of making a straight flush and then losing to another straight flush is about 1/10%.
Well, see, that's why it's a bad beat jackpot. That's why they're so interesting to me. I mean, you break the odds in getting this amazing hand, and it gets even worse when you lose it. So it's interesting.
Well, the one thing I like about this bad beat, and it's same thing when we talk about one of the station's casinos, bad beat jackpots, everybody wins. Everybody playing poker at that time also wins.
Yeah.
But here we have, like I said, a 9-high straight flush losing to a jack-high straight flush. The winner, who is actually the loser of the hand, won about $530,000 Canadian, about 40% of the pot. Mm-hmm. The loser of the bad beat, but the winner of the hand, the actual winner, won about $265,000, 20% of the overall bad beat jackpot there. And then the remaining 6 players split the other 20%. There was $44,000 to each player at the table. And then the final 20% was distributed to everybody in the poker room.
Yeah.
Sitting at any table,
you always
playing any game in the poker room.
You always want to check how a poker room does their bad beats.
Yes.
You know, it's most of the time it's the other players at the table. A lot of times it's everyone in the poker room playing poker at the time. And you mentioned Stations Casinos. Stations Casinos has everyone playing in a Stations Casino poker room.
Right.
and it could be different poker rooms as long as they're owned by station casinos.
Different casino properties.
Yeah, so you always
Yes.
have to check who wins
Yes.
during a bad beat.
And also, you got to make sure you're playing at the time of the bad beat.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to be playing.
Yeah,
You-
again,
you can't just be walking
you
in the
can't
poker
be,
room.
I don't know if you can be. Yeah, I guess you can't be on the wait list and
No,
win. So,
no, you actually got to be playing,
Yeah.
or seated at a table, whether or not you're actually dealing hands or whatever.
But always check on that.
Yes.
See who wins during the bad beat.
And we actually covered their previous bad beat jackpot, which is also the world record for largest bad beat jackpot.
Oh, okay. I didn't
Back
know.
in August, the bad beat jackpot was $2,590,185 Canadian, which is about just around 1.94 U.S. millions. So they have the world record for
Okay.
biggest bad beat jackpot. This came close. I mean, it's 1.3 million versus 2.5.
So you're saying that last bad beat was in August, huh? That
Was August of this year.
2 months ago.
The
Really?
loser, who was actually the winner of that jackpot,
Of
the
August,
$2.5 million,
Yeah.
776,000 Canadian dollars. So the loser is the winner in this situation, which is actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's a great promotion.
Oh yeah.
We're going back into the United States now. We're going to go to Nevada. Usually we start in Nevada, but
Yeah.
we've got two quick jackpots here. We got South Point Hotel and Casino Spa. We've got a player named Jesse. He won, and it's a he. $355,857.91 playing the Lightning Buffalo Link slot machine at South Point. No word on the bet size.
I've heard of Lightning Link, but I've never heard of the Lightning Buffalo Link. Okay.
Well, it's a Buffalo-themed
Yeah, well,
Lightning Link
I
game.
got that.
So
I'm sure it has a picture of a buffalo on it.
it's got several pictures of a
Okay.
buffalo on it. Then we're going over now to Caesar's Palace. We've got a $500 a hand video poker player winning $200,000.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
Well, it was worth the investment.
Yes, he drew 4 aces with a kicker 3, and this happened around 11:30 p.m. on a Thursday night at Caesars. It's actually kind of interesting because we've been seeing a lot of late night hits at Caesar's Palace lately.
That's when the casino's
Yeah.
usually crowded. I mean,
Yeah.
that's kind of when their peak moments are.
You know what makes this a little different than all the other ones we've done in the past for Caesar's Palace? We don't have a second one. Usually we get a pair of jackpots from Caesar's Palace every
usually
time
they're
we talk
hitting-
about this.
Like they hit in bunches.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
exactly. Well, now we're leaving Nevada and we're going over to the East Coast. We're going to Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
We got 2 in Pennsylvania, 2 live casinos, jackpots, 1 in Philly, 1 in Pittsburgh.
I'm wearing my Philadelphia
There you go.
t-shirt there.
Well, congratulations to the Phillies, by the way.
Yeah, by the way, you mentioned Live Casino Philadelphia. That is in the best location. If
Yes.
you're a sports fan, Philadelphia is the only city where the 4 major sports teams play inside the city limit. And I think even, I forgot what the name of the soccer team is.
The Philadelphia Union.
The Philadelphia Union. I
Yes.
think they even play in Philadelphia.
They
but-
play in the link.
But not only do they the 4 major teams play in the city limits, they almost share a parking lot, and one of the parking lots they share is with Live Casino Philadelphia.
Yes, and also Live Casino Philly also has its own parking garage as well.
Yes.
If you ever
By
go
the
on
way, if you're a Phillies fan and
Yeah.
you park in the lot for a Live Casino, you can actually see it. It's so close to the
Yes.
Philly Stadium.
but just so everyone
It's not called
does know,
Philly Stadium. It's the Citizens Bank Park.
CBP.
The bank.
CBP.
Yes, the bank.
But just so people know, when you go to Live Casino Philly, it's free parking every non-game day. They
Okay.
do charge for parking on game day, so you can't just
Well, see,
assume you're going to park in
that's
the
how-
parking garage
Yeah.
for free that
Well, that's
day.
how close they
Yeah.
are to the stadiums.
Although I do have to admit, Live Casino Philly does have a great veterans loyalty card because it's on game day. If you have the veterans loyalty card, it's free parking on game days.
Wow, that's nice.
So that's something to keep in mind
Yeah.
too. Anyway, we have, getting back to our jackpot here, we have a Live Casino Philly. Now, during August and September, they were running this thing called the Summer Series. And, 2 guests won $147,735 each in August. And now we have another one in September playing the Huff and Puff slot. Not the Huff and More Puff slot. The Huff and, this is the original Huff and Puff slot.
All right. That's you've talked about it a lot. I mean, apparently that pays off.
Yes. We've actually talked about more in Atlantic City.
Yeah.
Because it
I
shows
think
up in that Jersey
You've talked
jackpot
about
segment.
Huff
yeah.
and More Puff.
Yeah.
I think this is maybe the first Huff and Puff original.
This is the classic Huff
the
and
classic?
Puff. I guess you
Okay.
can call it that. Still the Three Little Pigs storyline.
Oh, I was wondering about that.
Puff and I'll puff and I'll blow.
Okay,
Yes.
I get it. The Three Little
Yes,
Pigs.
Three
Okay,
Little Pigs.
all right.
So we have a winner here as part of the summer series, even though we're here in October talking about this. 125 grand
Okay.
playing the Huff and Puff slot. Going out to Pittsburgh, we have a slot machine, the piggy banking.
Oh, it's a pig-themed
Pig-themed.
thing. Yeah, boy, we got
Yes.
two different stories with pigs in it.
Exactly.
Okay.
This one is just the one where.
Pigs and buffaloes, apparently. It's
Exactly.
a big week for pigs and buffaloes.
Well, this
for
one,
slot machines.
this is piggy banking, and it's piggy banks.
Yeah,
and when
I got
the
that.
bonus feature is,
I actually think I've seen it. I
Yes.
think I've seen it in Atlantic City.
you got to remember the bonus feature for this is when you get to the bonus feature, money pours into the pig, the jackpot, the piggy bank, and it expands until it explodes.
Okay, yeah,
And that's-
I have seen it.
yes.
Okay,
This was $145,000, $585 and 2 cents. $145,585, 2 cent jackpot on the piggy banking slot machine at Live Casino Pittsburgh on a $10 bet.
okay.
Now, normally you don't see $10 bets. It's either going to be like a short bet, like a $5 bet or lower, or it's a big bet. I rarely see $10 bets on slot machines.
Yeah, I wonder if it was like, you know what? I'm walking out of the casino. I'm leaving right now. I have this $10, ticket,
Voucher, the voucher, yeah.
Why don't I just give it one spin and do it?
That
I
could've-
wonder if that was it. But,
that could have been
that's
exactly
what I would do.
it.
I mean, what the hell?
Done with the casino jackpots, we're going over to talk some lottery right now.
All
We got a
right.
New York lottery jackpot through Jackpocket.
Okay.
Jackpocket announced they had a $2 million Powerball prize from way back on the October 2nd drawing.
All right.
Matter of fact,
What was this? Powerball?
this was Powerball through
Okay.
Jackpocket.
All right.
It was a quick pick ticket purchased through the app, and it was also the Power Play option, which basically doubled the $1 million jackpot into $2 million. The player matched all 5 white balls and didn't get the Powerball. So the 5 got the million, and then the Power Play got him the 2.
I was wondering how they got the jackpot, not the full jackpot. I was wondering what kind of combination that was. But so they got all the numbers except the Powerball number, right?
Exactly.
All right.
But again, this is Jackpocket, so according to Jackpocket, we always have to put this out. Jackpocket, over $350 million in prizes using Jackpocket to date. $5.75 million lotto prize in Arkansas was given out in September. I'm not too familiar with the Arkansas lottery too much.
I don't think we've ever done a story on Arkansas
We
lottery.
might have. I have to go
Did
back
we?
and look at the
Okay.
archives.
I don't know.
We might have actually done this one.
Oh,
The
maybe,
5.75.
Sounds like something you would
Yep.
do. So
And then they had the record $9.4 million Pick 6 prize handed out in the Jersey lottery through Jackpocket. So congratulations to the Jackpocket customers.
Yep.
We got 2 other stories, Texas Lottery and an Ohio Lottery story. We have a lucky Texan getting $360 million from the Mega Millions, the recent Mega Millions jackpot.
Oh, okay.
They've yet to claim their ticket, so we don't know who this is yet.
Well, look, it's important if you win a sum like that, you got to get your ducks in a row. You got to get your financial planner. You should probably get a lawyer to look everything over. An accountant.
Yes.
Certainly, you want an accountant so you know how to, do your taxes. This is Texas, so
Yes.
I don't think they have personal income tax. So you got to figure out how that figures in on everything. So yeah, no, you really, when you win something like this, you really got to get things ready before you claim it.
Well, according to the lottery, the player, when he bought the ticket, opted for the cash value, the lump sum right away,
Okay.
not the annuity. You can do that when you buy your tickets, by the way. You
So
choose your annuity or
okay.
you choose the
So
cash
you
option.
do it when you buy
You
it.
can do it there and have
Okay.
a ticket designated so that everyone knows what you're getting
I
right
was
away.
not aware of that.
Yes.
That's,
Jersey does that. So does New York, Pennsylvania, all they
see,
do.
I
Yeah.
would, this is me planning on winning the lottery, like that'll happen. But if I get a ticket, I would want to know how much the sum was before I make that kind of decision and things like that. So I guess 9 times out of 10 everyone gets the lump sum, but
Yes.
you never know. There might be some tax implications.
For reference, the $360 million Mega Million jackpot that the person won was going to be the lump sum $156.9 million. Still a good chunk of change.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's amazing how much taxes is taken out, isn't it?
And according to the Texas Lottery's executive director, Gary Grief, great name for a lottery director, get all your ducks in a row. He actually put this out in the press release.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's
he
smart.
said,
It's good for him. Good for him.
because they actually have to sign the ticket in Texas to claim it.
Okay.
They have to sign it, put it in a safe place, go meet with your accountants and financial advisors, then go claim the ticket. That was his advice.
Absolutely.
That's great advice by the lottery director.
You need to know. I mean, look, if you won something like this, you might want to start setting up certain accounts and go to your financial manager, and they'll set up stocks and CDs and money markets for you. So you hit the ground running when you get your money.
Last lottery story of the week, we have the Ohio Lottery. I don't think we've done an Ohio Lottery story yet. We've got Frank P. of Leetonia.
All right.
Ohio. He hit the $1 million second-tier prize in the Ohio Lottery's Billion. That's the name of the game, Billion. It's a scratch-off ticket.
All right.
He won the second tier. Purchases winning at Hollywood Gaming, Mahoning, Ohio. Mm-hmm. Oh, by the way, before I forget, the Texas Lottery story.
Yeah.
The store is also anxious about this because the Sam's Club that sold the ticket is going to get $1 million bonus from that big jackpot. So they're waiting on that one.
That's nice.
Yeah, so they're a little edgy too.
I'm sure they've been there before.
Yes. And Frank, going back to the Ohio Lottery story, Frank chose the $500,000 cash payout instead of the $1 million jackpot paid out over the life of however many years. So congratulations there. Frank beat the odds of 1 in 250,000 and change to win.
Okay. All right.
Before we go this week, since Halloween is right around the corner, I thought we'd do a quick little survey of at least one casino's Halloween-themed games.
Yeah, that's the great thing about the holidays and things like that, especially for online. They have their holiday slots coming out. So I'm assuming they have a whole bunch of Halloween slot machines or slot games.
This week,
I should call them machines if I'm playing online.
Slot games.
Slot games.
Yes. This week, I'm going to focus on BetMGM because I was actually playing on BetMGM before I was doing this segment.
You did some research.
Yes, if you want to call it that. Yeah. I invested in BetMGM. How about that? Put it that way. BetMGM and all the online casinos for Halloween, they have certain sections set aside for the holidays.
Sure,
they do it for Christmas.
They'll do it for Thanksgiving. They'll do it for Christmas. Certainly,
St. Patrick's
Day is a ton of leprechaun slot games.
Luck of the Irish ones, all that stuff.
But Halloween, there's some pretty cool games out, I would think. So
BetMGM has several cool games and brand new ones too that just came out this year
for Halloween. Huh?
Yes, for Halloween. We've got, by the way, BetMGM Casino. If you want to head on over there, new users sign up with our code HOUSE. You get a bonus match up to 100% up to $1,000 plus $25 casino bonus on the house.
Absolutely. Hey, yes. Great. Good.
That's all with your first deposit.
You can use it with your Halloween games.
BetMGM Casino House is the code to use.
HOUSE.
Exactly.
Okay.
But I went and played a couple of the new games from IGT. Sleepy Hollow. And I'm actually looking at my notes here because one of the great things about these slot companies, they send out these press kits detailing all the new games.
The new games?
Send out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we've got Sleepy Hollow. By the way,
you're going to put them on the screen?
Yeah, so I got the little...
People watching TV,
yes.
You can put them on the screen.
Sleepy Hollow is interesting because I'm a big fan of Washington Irving and Legend of Sleepy Hollow. It's something I read every year at Halloween.
And it's an actual real place for people around the country.
One of the coolest places around Halloween.
Yeah, it's about an hour north of here where we're sitting, and right across the Tappan Zee. I keep calling it the Tappan Zee Bridge. It's the Mario Cuomo Bridge.
The Hudson River.
We grew up with it, the Tappan Zee Bridge, but it's right over the Hudson.
If you've ever read Sleepy Hollow,
I still call it the Tappan Zee.
If you've ever read Sleepy Hollow, the Washington Irving refers to the area as the Tappan Zee.
Yep,
that's why it was the Tappan Zee Bridge. But Sleepy Hollow, very cool game, very cool looking graphics. They have these pumpkins that are the wild symbols. They're flaming pumpkins, and when you see them appear on the screen, the pumpkin touches these other tiles called Sleepy. They just say Sleepy Hollow on them, and they all turn into wilds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then they have the expanding wilds where the pumpkin turns into an entire picture of the Headless Horseman carrying a flaming pumpkin.
Okay.
Cool music, very cool game. The bonus feature, when you hit the bonus feature, the screen changes. You see a silhouette of Ichabod riding across your screen. You get to choose what type of bonus you want, 3 different choices. Once you choose, the Headless Horseman runs across the screen, changes the entire layout, and then the bonus game starts. And at the end, Ichabod runs by again the other way, and then chased by the Headless Horseman that way. Then you go back to the game. Very cool game. Check it out.
Sounds like fun.
It's great for Halloween. Day of the Dead is a big thing as well.
Okay.
We have something called Maria's Marigolds, and this is also by IGT. Very cool game. It takes place in a graveyard.
All right.
Day of the Dead, all the different Mexican versions of Halloween decorations are on there. The bonus feature is a skeleton playing a guitar, which is very cool. Also, good music. I'm actually really impressed with how some of these music.
I have this habit of when I play a slot game online, I shut off the sound. Usually, I don't want to bother people around me when I'm on my phone and stuff like that. But I gotta play these games and actually put the sound up.
I've gotten into the habit with some of these games. I shut the slot sounds off, but leave the music.
I didn't even know you can do that.
You can do that.
I never knew that. Okay.
Yeah. And 2 other games that I want to hit on BetMGM Casino. Wolfbane. Very cool werewolf theme slot machine. If you have Sleepy Hollow and Day of the Dead are not your style of looking at, it's a werewolf theme game. Bonus features triggered by 3 full moons that appear. Very cool there. Then there's the Haunted Castle, which is a haunted castle.
Okay,
thing.
Yeah.
And
I got that from the name.
Yes,
so.
And all these are really cool games. Good music, and it's really cool to see how the companies are focusing on the aesthetics more so sometimes than the gameplay. The gameplay, you can start seeing patterns with all the same ones, different graphics, still great gameplay, but the music makes each one of these special.
Oh, sounds cool.
That's it for this week's Beatin the House. Press releases info@turnpikesportsradio.com. Keep them coming in. And congratulations to all the winners we talked about. Congratulations to all the winners we haven't talked about. There are always winners every week. It's just that we do $100,000 or more on this segment.
And that'll do it for us this week. We'll see you next time on the Turnpike.